to Pica Poco Kitchen. Today we're making Chongos Zamoranos. Vámonos. And they've done it again. If I had $1 every time I tell you the origin story of a food or a dessert related to nuns or a convent, I will be between $3 to $5 richer. Because I haven't dug into that territory just yet. But don't worry, we'll get there. Chongos Zamoranos take their name from their birthplace, Zamora, Michoacán. And because they are supposed to resemble the hairstyle of the women at the time, which were buns. But if you ask me, I will say that Chongos Zamoranos look more like buns, more than hair buns. At least they look like mine. I don't know about yours. Most likely, Chongos Zamoranos were born out of distraction or forgetfulness. Probably the nun who was in charge of making the cheese fell asleep, forgot about it, or she was way too deep into that biblical fanfic that we don't know about. I'm just guessing. The thing is, after all that time, because they don't waste, probably they try whatever came out of this situation and they liked it. So they discovered the sweetness out of the milk and they started adding the sweeteners from the beginning, and it stuck. Because basically, chongos are sweetened milk curds. And I know this might put you off. They have a peculiar and weird look to them. They also have an interesting squeak when you bite them. But despite all that, they are truly delicious. And they take very few steps, but a lot of time. So let's get to it. And we're gonna do something very simple that we've done before. So we're gonna start basically by making cheese. I have 8 cups of milk. Use whole milk. This is important. Every time you make cheese or you're trying to make chongos, you want all of the fat in your milk. So I'm gonna start by heating it up. You have to be mindful of the temperature throughout this recipe. We're gonna start flavoring the milk with 2 sticks of cinnamon, and we're gonna add the sugars already just to make sure everything dissolves and to start also getting some caramelization. So I'm gonna start with 2 cups of white sugar and 1 cup of brown sugar. I like to add the brown sugar for color. Make sure to get everything dissolved, stir constantly also so nothing gets stuck in your pot while you're heating it up. We're gonna add also 1/3 of a piloncillo. You can substitute that for more brown sugar. Keep stirring until your milk gets a warmer temperature. This will, like I said, avoid the fat to get stuck in the bottom of your pan, which is a pain to clean afterwards, but also will stop making any burn taste in your dessert. So stir softly all until you get a nice and warm milk. Make sure to check on your sugars and the piloncillo and to get them completely dissolved. We're gonna stay nearby to keep an eye on our pot because we don't want it to boil. So keep your temperature low to medium. You can lower it if it's getting too hot and so on. Once we start seeing bubbles, we're gonna add the acid. In this case, it's in the form of lime juice. I went too shy and I only used 1.5 limes, but I think I could have gone way heavier on that. I was worried about the flavor, but it really, you cannot taste it. So go full 3 lime juices. Also that way the whey will turn out clearer. Once the curdles have formed, it's time to remove the cinnamon. It's done its job, and I'm gonna try to remove from it as many curdles as I can, and be careful not to burn yourself. Now, as you can see, I am trying not to disturb the curdles so much. We want them to keep consistent, and as much as we can, just make sure they stay together. Check that the piloncillo has completely dissolved, and we're just gonna wait. Forget about it, lower the temperature, and let it be. After 1 hour, you can see how much the liquid has reduced, and we're gonna wait for one more. This is how it looks after 2 hours. I did strain most of the whey, but I kept it in a separate container because we want to use it to serve. I'm using a tiny cookie scoop to scoop 3 or 4 or more chunks of curdles in my little cup. You keep them in the fridge, and if you can do them 1 day before, the colder the better. They're gonna get a better texture and a better flavor, in my opinion. So now that I have all the curds that I want, I'm gonna use some cinnamon to decorate and to let people know that there's cinnamon in it, and drizzle some of the whey on top of your chongos. Sometimes your whey can look clearer than mine. That has to do with the amount of acidity that you added. But regardless, it's gonna taste delicious. So add 3 or 4 scoops of your whey. Don't drown them. You just want a little bit because the chongos are the star of this show. Now keep your chongos in the fridge, and it's gonna last for up to a week. So there you have it. And here they are. But before anything happens, let me show you. You see? Uncanny. And because this is a very special dessert, I have a special person to come test it with me. A Chongos connoisseur, a self-proclaimed Chongos expert, all the way from Observatorio, aka Observa Bronx, the one, the only, my dad. Are you ready to try and give your honest opinion about them?
Yes.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. What do you think between 1 and 10?
8.
You can take an 8. I can take a 10, but he gave me an 8, so it is what it is. And there you have it. As you could see, really easy to make. Just get your favorite fanfic, wait for 2 hours, and they'll be done. So if you like this recipe just like this video, please share it with your friends. Like, subscribe, and be notified. And for more, follow me on the socials.
Adiós, amigues.